You will never be able to grow your business unless you stop chasing followers. There's this huge business influencer out there, and he has millions of followers across social media and on his YouTube channel. And recently he launched a fantastic book. And you think that all these millions of people would be out there wanting to buy his book. They've watched all his content, they consumed it all, they absolutely love it, they love him, they'll be happy to spend that £20 on his book. But actually, he had a massive backlash because they were really shocked that he'd suddenly turned around and started to sell to them. And this is the problem you'll find when you start to grow an audience of the wrong people. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the 3 steps you should take in order to create a content strategy that actually leads to more leads and sales for your business and not just vanity metrics. Step 1, you need to create content for a very specific niche target audience. So instead of creating content for a really broad audience that they find entertaining, you instead need to focus and hone in on your very specific target audience and understand exactly what they need to know in order to make them successful. So you really need to niche down with your content and really aim it at that specific group of people. And that can be really hard, especially when you're not getting maybe the views that you want or the comments or the likes. Oh, and maybe I can just go a little bit broader on this or have more of a mass appeal. Don't do that. Keep on track with really focusing your content at those specific people. Now, that doesn't mean that you should make your content really boring. In fact, you should do the absolute opposite. So you should create content at a very specific niche target audience, but you should work out how to make it entertaining. So yes, you need to deliver value. Yes, you need to teach them something new, but you can do this in a really interesting way. So you can have a really good hook, for example, at the start of your video, or you can include a story in there, just like I did at the start of this video when I told you about that business influencer who couldn't sell his book. You know, you can actually frame things in a way that are entertaining and that do make your audience stop and actually want to consume it. So you should be framing your content in a way that is entertaining to your audience, but also delivers them very specific value that they can take away and apply to their own lives, their own businesses, whatever it might be. So you need to really hone in on what that content is and start creating more and more of that. The second thing you'll find that once you start creating more and more and more of this content, you get known for being an expert in this specific category. So you'll be known as the person who is an expert on X because all you are doing is creating content around this subject aimed at giving value to your target audience. They're liking it because they're finding it entertaining as well as valuable. So you're starting to pick up more and more traction. And at this point, I always liken it to essentially what you don't want to do is go out the house and be swarmed by lots of people because you're famous. But what you want to do is be able to go to an industry conference and everyone there to know who you are and want to be lining up to speak to you. You're kind of unknown outside, but within your circle, within your industry, you're really, really well known. And that's where you want to be with your content. And at that point, you can start pitching and really being invited on to very specific stages and podcasts to do with your industry. You'll get invited on, and more you get well known within your industry. And that means that your message is spread even further. So more and more of your target audience are picking you up as you become more famous within that industry. Step 2, you want to build trust with your audience. Now you're creating content for them, you're delivering loads of value, they're finding it both valuable and entertaining, and that's all great. But what you want to do from here is actually build trust with them. And you build trust by being quite transparent about your products and services. So you want to be telling people what you do, how you differ from your competitors, how much you charge, where you sit within the market, who you're right for, who you're not right for, what ROI someone would expect from working with you, all these kind of things. You want to be answering questions that essentially you'll get on a sales call through your content. And that's the best way to build trust. So not only are you creating really valuable content, you're also creating really transparent content which tells people exactly who you are and how you work and whether you're the right fit for them. This combination of content really does build so much trust and so much loyalty that then people are going to be prepared to go on and invest in you. And that brings me to step 3. So when you're creating this kind of content, you're creating entertaining and valuable content, you're creating content about your products and services so people understand what exactly it is that you sell, you need a final step from there that people need to take. So once you're creating this content, you need to make sure that you're giving people that next step. So what is it that they need to do after they've watched your video, after they've looked at your LinkedIn post and hit like? What do you need them to do next? Do you need them to attend a webinar? Do you need them to go on and take a quiz? Do you need them to get in touch with you to book a call? Whatever it is, make sure that every single piece of content you create actually has a next step. Now that next step step doesn't have to be a big thing. It doesn't have to be booking a sales call with you. It could be downloading something. It could just even be going on to look at another piece of content. But just make sure that you give them something else so that you capture their details so that they can hear more from you more regularly, build that trust, and eventually go on to buy from you. And once you get into this cycle of creating content, building trust, and getting people to take that next step with you, that's when you can start making sales very consistently within your business. It takes around about 3 months if you're just starting out to actually see the results from this. But I swear to you, if you start right now, in 3 months' time, you'll really see these leads and sales coming in. And if you just continue on that train, you won't have to struggle chasing sales forever. They'll just naturally keep coming into your business. So start now, start creating valuable content, start building trust through your content, and start giving people that next step that they need to take with you. And I swear in 3 months' time, you'll look back and think, why didn't I do this sooner? So if you've never done this before, it does take around about 3 months for you to start seeing the results from it. But once you start doing this, once you start creating really valuable content, building trust, and then taking people to the next step of working with you, then 2 things will happen. One, you'll find that you'll start to get more consistent leads and sales, so you won't be chasing sales anymore. You'll just get these naturally and consistently in your business. And 2, you'll start to get really well known within your industry. So no, you won't be stopped in the street, you won't be an influencer, but you will be a very well-known person within your very specific industry to your target audience. And that is ultimately what is going to lead you to more leads and sales, and not just a lot of views and a lot of likes. And on that note, if you want to go deeper into this stuff and learn a lot more about how to get more leads and sales from your content, then I'm hosting a webinar very soon all about how to get more leads and sales from video, and I'll drop a link to this in the description below. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you can be notified the next time I release a video.